So, Ben, it was quite the volatile couple of days. There were sort of two outlooks on this. One was that it was good for, the major companies like yourselves, but the other was that, well, this will delay, if not forever make federal legislation go away. What's your take on it?
Thanks for having me, Vonnie. Yeah, we saw a green sweep across the U.S., like you said, and there was no volatility or no uncertainty in the minds of the U.S. consumer. Americans voted for this. They want cannabis as an alternative for well-being, and they want that. What happens at the federal level, while an interesting conversation and very important, is less impactful for the U.S. operators. It's just very important. The U.S. operators have businesses like Green Thumb that are set up to win regardless of changes at the federal level. So the only way we see federal changes going are for the positive. But it's not a risk for the business, as the business is set up to win. Last quarter, doing over $150 million in sales and being profitable. So we're excited about what's ahead. We think it's early.
Ben, how has supply been? A lot of small farmers and medium-sized farmers in deep trouble during coronavirus. And, if they weren't able to get PPP money or what have you, did many of your suppliers have trouble?
So in the regulated states, if you think of every state east of the Mississippi, we are the suppliers. We are one of them making them. It's tight, not because of economic times, but it's tight because there's a lot of demand. And there's more demand than supply exists now, but it's gotten better. And as states legalize, there's a step function up. Just to quantify it for you, you go from an industry that's a couple $100 million in size overnight to multi-billion dollars of demand. That happened in Illinois. And the market doesn't have enough supply yet. It's just crossed a run rate of about $1.5 billion, and there's way more to go. And then the same thing's going to happen in New Jersey, and then Pennsylvania, and then New York, and then Connecticut, over and over. And so regardless of federal policy, Americans want a better night's sleep. They want less pain. They don't want to be hungover. They don't like pharmaceutical opioids. And we can offer a safe, viable, credible alternative into a brand new industry.
So how will you supply some of the new states that will have it legalized, for example, New Jersey or Arizona? Will you farm there, or will you distribute, from elsewhere to there?
So each state has, you cannot transport cannabis across state lines in the United States. So we have a license in New Jersey. We're one of the operators.
I'm not suggesting you commit a federal crime. Sorry about that.
No, not at all. I'm just setting up the stage of supply and demand. So for us, as not a supplier in Arizona, we see the other operators scaling big time. That's not for us. We would look at M&A there potentially. In New Jersey, we're putting capital to work. Same in Pennsylvania, same in Illinois, same in Ohio, where we do operate. And so as a supplier in the states that are turning on, whether it was just in the election last week or really over time here into markets, we are aggressively allocating capital on behalf of shareholders to generate outsized returns. We see this as a monstrous opportunity to allocate capital, investor capital, our capital, into the space where we can produce product and then serve customers and generate brand loyalty.
So I guess farmers should get ready. Real quick, the idea that banking laws might change and make it easier for the marijuana industry to actually bank as opposed to have everything in cash, how likely is it in the next 4 years, Ben?
So again, some misconceptions out there. We're a big U.S. operator. We do bank. Employees are paid, direct deposit. We have retirement accounts, 401k.
Right, but the industry.
Stuff. It's just cumbersome. Well, the industry, we are the industry. We are banked. But there's not federal clarity. We can't use supercenter banks. You can't list in the capital markets and things. So everything happening at a federal level says to us, there's change coming. It's going to get better. And for shareholders, that means lowering the cost of capital. So we have debt. We have over $100 million of debt. It's 12%. Soon somebody should be able to lend to us at 6%. The business is profitable with cash flow and growing. So all of these changes point to the positive. It's about educating the American investor about this opportunity, but we are banked. This is safe. There's not a security risk. However, it's very cumbersome and it's not clear. And we look towards D.C. and banking committees and others to give us clarity for cost of capital to go down so we can hire more people and bring more economic engine to the United States.